In the quiet suburb of Willow Creek, Virginia, on a crisp autumn day in 2023, Special Agent Daniel Carter stood at his kitchen window, watching his 7-year-old daughter, Lila, giggle as her older brother, Ethan, spun her wheelchair in playful circles at the local park. Lila's laughter was a balm to Daniel's soul, a stark contrast to the darkness he'd witnessed during his 18 years with the FBI. Born with a rare neurological condition, Lila's wheelchair was as much a part of her as her infectious smile. Ethan, 16 and fiercely protective, treated her chair like a chariot, weaving through the park while she squealed with delight. For Daniel, these moments were why he fought to make the world safer. But that serene afternoon shattered when a shrill voice cut through the air. "You're ruining the grass with that thing." Cynthia Monroe, the iron-fisted president of the Willow Creek Homeowners Association, stormed toward them, her manicured nails pointing accusingly at Lila's wheelchair. Her auburn hair was as rigid as her demeanor, and she wielded her authority like a weapon. Ethan stopped, stepping protectively in front of Lila. "It's just a wheelchair, ma'am. She's not hurting anything." Cynthia's eyes flashed. "Don't sass me, boy. I run this neighborhood, and I won't tolerate disrespect or that contraption tearing up our park." Daniel set down his coffee and headed outside, his instincts flaring. By the time he reached the park, Lila was in tears, her joy replaced by confusion. "Is there a problem?" he asked, his voice steady but laced with steel. Cynthia smirked. "Your kids don't grasp community standards, Mr. Carter. That wheelchair's damaging public property, and this boy's attitude is intolerable." Daniel glanced at the faint tire marks in the grass, barely noticeable, soon to vanish with rain. "I see no damage," he said. "My daughter has every right to play here." Cynthia's gaze hardened. "Everything in Willow Creek answers to me. You do well to remember that." She stalked off, her heels clicking like a countdown. That night, Daniel pored over the HOA bylaws. Cynthia held sway, but there was no rule barring wheelchairs from public spaces. Yet her harassment only grew. Formal letters arrived, citing violations. The ramp Daniel built for Lila's access was unapproved. Their lawn was unkempt. Even their mailbox was non-compliant. Each note felt like a personal jab. "She's targeting us," Daniel told his wife, Emma, a pediatric therapist. "This isn't about rules, it's something deeper." Ethan, overhearing, slammed his fist on the table. "She's a bigot, Dad. She hates us because we're not her kind of perfect." Lila, nibbling her dinner, whispered, "Are we bad, Daddy?" Daniel's heart broke. "No, sweetheart. Some people just don't know how to be kind." Cynthia's campaign wasn't subtle. She'd linger near the park, glaring as Ethan pushed Lila on the swings, her phone out to document disruptions. Neighbors noticed. Mrs. Rosa Mendez, a Cuban immigrant next door, warned Daniel. "That woman's unhinged. She fined me for my rose bushes being too colorful." Others shared stories. The Lee family was cited for their kids' sidewalk chalk. An elderly veteran got a violation for his flagpole's improper angle. But the young White Thompson family, untouched. "She waves at us, Mrs. Thompson admitted, uneasy, "but we see how she treats you. It's wrong." Daniel, trained in evidence, documented everything: letters, photos, witness accounts. He sensed Cynthia's obsession crossing into dangerous territory. His suspicions deepened when he learned her husband, Richard Monroe, was a lawyer for Apex Realty, a firm tied to Sterling Properties, a developer buying Willow Creek homes at cut-rate prices. Digging further, Daniel uncovered a pattern. Family Cynthia harassed often sold to Sterling, like the Garcias, who left after relentless fines. Worse, Cynthia had a concealed carry permit and posted online about cleansing neighborhoods of undesirables. Neighbors reported seeing a gun in her purse during confrontations. Tensions boiled over at an HOA meeting in November 2023. Cynthia, addressing 40 residents, displayed photos of violations: Lila's ramp, roses, the Lee's chalk art. "Certain families threaten our community's value," she declared. "They bring noise, accommodations that clash with our aesthetic, and kids who disrespect authority." Daniel stood. Are you saying my daughter's disability isn't welcome? Cynthia sneered. I'm saying your family's choices burden everyone else. Gasps filled the room. Rosa snapped. You mean families who aren't white? The meeting erupted, but Daniel's hidden recorder captured all. His FBI resources revealed more. Cynthia's gun was illegally acquired, tied to a stolen batch. Financial records showed Sterling paid her consulting fees after each family sold. She wasn't just a tyrant, she was a cog in a scheme to drive out minorities for profit. Daniel alerted his partner, Agent Laura Hayes. This woman's armed and unstable, he warned. She's a threat. Laura urged caution. If Sterling's involved, there's big money at stake. Watch your back. Cynthia's behavior turned sinister. She'd cruise past the Carters' home, snapping photos, her car idling ominously. Lila grew anxious. Why's she always watching us, Daddy? Daniel installed cameras, urging neighbors to do the same. Rosa called one night, shaken. She was in my yard, measuring my fence, muttering about consequences. Then came a city notice claiming Daniel's ramp violated CODESA lie, as he'd secured permits. Someone with pull was pulling strings. Daniel requested an official FBI probe into Sterling's scheme and Cynthia's civil rights violations. But before it launched, disaster struck. On a mild December afternoon, Daniel was in his study, tying Sterling to another forced sale, when Lila's laughter from the park stopped abruptly. Through the window, he saw Cynthia charging toward his kids, handed her purse. Ethan stood between her and Lila, arms raised to calm her. Cynthia's voice carried, I'm done with you people ruining my neighborhood. Lila sobbed, Ethan, I want to go home. Cynthia screamed, Don't move that chair, and pulled a pistol. Daniel sprinted outside, shouting, Cynthia, drop the gun. Neighbors emerged. Rosa, dialing 911. Cynthia, unhinged, waved the weapon. You think your FBI badge scares me? Your kid's a thug, and that chair's a blight. Ethan pleaded, She's just a kid. Cynthia's face twisted. You're all a burden. She fired. Ethan crumpled, blood blooming on his chest, as Lila screamed. Daniel reached them in seconds, pressing his hands to Ethan's wound. Stay with me, son. Cynthia, gun shaking, stammered, He attacked me. Rosa yelled, Liar, you shot an unarmed boy. Paramedics rushed Ethan to the hospital, where surgeons fought to save him. The bullet grazed his spine, causing severe damage. Cynthia was arrested, but Daniel knew her husband's legal team would spin self-defense. He worked tirelessly, sharing his dossier videos, HOA letters, the meeting recording, and Sterling's financial trail. Rosa's security footage was damning, capturing Cynthia's slurs and the unprovoked shot. The ATF traced her gun to a black market deal, and bank records tied her to $120,000 from Sterling. Ethan survived, but faced partial paralysis. In court, Cynthia faced charges of attempted murder, civil rights violations, conspiracy, and racketeering. Richard, implicated in the scheme, turned state's witness, admitting Cynthia handled families to forced sales. The trial gripped the nation, exposing HOA abuse and systemic racism. Ethan, testifying from his wheelchair, said, I just protected my sister. Lila deserves to play like any kid. Lila, now 8, told the jury, she said my wheelchair was ugly, but Daddy says I'm perfect. The jury convicted Cynthia in hours, sentencing her to 27 years. Richard got 12. Sterling paid millions in restitution. The Carters used their settlement to fund a disability rights nonprofit. They rebuilt the park with accessible swings, naming it Lila's Place. Ethan, now an activist, studied law to fight discrimination. Lila thrived, her confidence soaring. Rosa, the new HOA head, made Willow Creek a beacon of inclusion. By 2028, the neighborhood won a national award. Lila, 12, spoke at the ceremony. My wheelchair scared some people, but fear's their problem, not mine. We're stronger because we're different. Daniel watched, proud, as kids of all abilities played in Lila's Place. The ramp at their home stood as a testament to resilience. Cynthia's hate had failed. Love and justice prevailed. What do you think? Was Cynthia's punishment fair, or should she have faced life in prison? Could the neighbors have stopped her sooner? Share your thoughts, like, and subscribe for more stories.